Devil's Station.
Bahrain, huh?
Yeah, from Bahrain.
Bahrain, I gotta say that right.
You
Bahrain.
yeah, Bahrain. You came here before or not?
No, I've never been there, but I think there may be a show there for me to go to in next March. I'm not sure.
Okay, so let's meet if you came here.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
that's the future.
sure, why not?
Hey, I'm James C. Burns. I play Sergeant Frank Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2. And I'm talking here with, is it
Ala.
Ayla?
A-L-double-A, yeah, Ala.
Ayla.
Yeah, from
Ayla.
Devil's Station.
Yeah.
This is Sergeant
All right.
Frank Woods from Black Ops 1 and 2. If you want to see him, visit his channel. Okay, we will put it in the description. I have a few questions to ask you if you can answer them. I know you can't answer everything, right?
Well, that's what I can. There are limitations to what I can talk about, but I'll do the best I can.
Okay, so tell us first about the movies you've been into. Like I read about you, like there's some of them. Like I saw a part like you were in Transformers.
Yeah, I'm an actor by profession, and I work, so in Transformers, that's like 2006.
Yeah.
Small part, I played a Secret Service agent. I get into a gunfight with one of the Decepticons. Real quick, small part.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I've been in maybe, I don't know, 200 movies.
I saw them. Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff I don't want anyone ever to see because it's just it's horrible. And there's a lot of new films come out that I get excited. There's one in Utah is wonderful. Blackjacks, if you like action, it's like a military film. Should be out maybe this fall. That'd be great. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's if you keep track of it, I can't keep track of it all.
Okay.
I just basically move from one thing to the next as fast as I can.
Yeah. So what's the most important for the people is Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
And you're acting in it. So that's awesome. So I have a question here. Let me read it because I wrote some of them. So yeah, also I saw in your videos that Treyarch put everything like how can I say it? You remember a video when you said they put anything in every pixel in a video, like remember? Yeah. How do they do that? Like why?
Well, what he's referring to is I said that Treyarch is really invested in making the best possible game, the most interactive, the most interesting game, which means that everything they do is planned out. Very few things are left to accident. Like if they're doing something to confuse you, it's not because they made a mistake. It's because, okay, let's make it challenging here. So what I meant by every single pixel is accounted for. And plus, they have to create every pixel. Everything that you see is somebody sitting there at a computer making that. So when a blade of grass moves and the light changes, there's somebody sitting there making those lights change. So there's hundreds of people working on this constantly. And the lighting department, there's a whole department dedicated to just the lighting. When you turn the direction, the sun goes from your front to your back. Well, that changes what you see, like shadows and things. So every single pixel has to be accounted for. They're a pretty great team. They're the big leagues. You know what I mean?
I've been following their news from May. They were putting clues in their website. Everything is very awesome. The work they do.
Yeah.
I follow every news about
what I saw on the screen and what I've seen. It's just remarkable. There are parts of this game where you will not be able to tell if it's real or if it's actual. It's animation. I mean, it's stunning stuff.
Nice. One more question. Do they know that there is an Arab community? Like there are Arabs that playing your game, Call of Duty. Do they don't know that or? like people from Wahid?
I think they're aware that there is a following throughout the world. I mean, Argentina, Japan, China. There's pockets. I don't know. Firstly, I don't know how big the community is in the Arabic countries in the Middle East. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But I think there's also, I'm pretty sure in the new game there's going to be Middle Eastern elements that won't be antagonistic in this one. So yeah, I think they're aware of it. I just don't think they can
Do
aim
something.
to steam at that because I don't know how big the market is. You know what I mean? The market is America and Europe makes it so they aim things for their clientele, but I'm sure they're aware of you guys. And I think this is a good idea on your part to start, introducing your community to us, so that becomes part of the thinking of for how the game is presented and how the game is made. So I think what you're doing is good.
Thank you. Because in the Arab world, they only play two games. It's only Call of Duty and FIFA. That's the most games that they play.
Soccer.
Yeah, soccer. That's the only.
I didn't know that. That's very interesting. In fact, I have a meeting tomorrow morning over at Treyarch. I'm going to mention that I had my first Arabic interview. So you broke my cherry. Good for you.
Do you know any Arabic words?
None. I usually try to learn one or two, phrases in these languages. I've been so busy, I've had a chance to actually, I wouldn't know where to start.
I don't know what can you tell me? Anything about Black Ops? Like anything that you can tell about the game?
You gotta be specific. I mean, I can talk all day about the game. The narrative, the story itself is massive. It's a huge story. If you were to tell this as a movie, it would probably take 6 hours to tell the story as a movie. As gameplay, it's a massive game, and it spans several decades, and it has a lot of new characters and a few old characters coming back too. So specifically about the story, I mean, you've probably seen the things. There's elements of the future, 2025. There's a lot of emphasis on computerized weaponry.
Yeah.
That's part of the storyline, and it's partially to make the game more interesting. There's going to be some really cool opportunities to, they looked at Black Ops and they said, okay, what did people enjoy doing? What did people love, flying the helicopter and that was a great experience. Even flying the Blackbird. These are things that they had a great response. So they just sort of enhanced that and took it to the next step. Without losing the quality of the campaign story. I mean, the Black Ops story was really quite intriguing. I mean, it wasn't linear. You had to think about things. It forced you into really thinking about what the hell's going on in the story. It wasn't linear. It wasn't simple, and which I thought was great. And that was really well received. And they said, well, let's just take it to the next level. And then Dave Anthony, who basically is the mastermind, behind all this insanity, he came up with this huge, wonderfully intricate storyline. And so that's kind of a brief. You really have to give me some specific questions, and I can answer them or not answer them. But the story is great. I do know the whole story. It would take me an hour. Now the execution of it has been phenomenal. I can't tell you who's in it right now because that's not been released, but. They've totally upgraded they have a lot of celebrities in it who actually came in. In Black Ops, I was the only character who was performance captured. I was unified. I was the voice, I'm the face, I'm the body of Frank Woods. And this time they brought in a lot of name actors who are doing the same thing. They're coming in, doing the full body capture, full performance. So it's going to be more lifelike than ever because before Woods was the only guy that had that. Now, I think 8 or 9 characters have that.
I like what they did. They concentrated on everything. Like they didn't work only on the single player. They concentrated on the multiplayer, the single player, the zombies, the strike force. They concentrated on everything and they worked hard on everything. That's what I liked about Black Ops 2.
Well, again, they like I love these guys. They
really work hard. Yeah.
They're committed. Number one, to doing a great job. I mean, they work 80 hours a week. Right now, these guys don't go home. These guys they're sleeping there because this is what they do. These are the best in the world at this, and they want to stay there. And there's also a huge commitment on activists' part to make the best possible experience for the gamers. You know, and it's a real commitment on their part. They spend a lot of money, they spend a lot of time and an awful lot of effort to make this happen. You know, so I take my hat off, especially Treyarch. They're so committed in this game, and they're taking so many chances. Yeah. You know, they're just really the story. It's just they're taking huge chances. Even having a 90-year-old guy in a wheelchair as a narrator. I mean, come on, you gotta think. You know this, and trust me, when you meet Old Man Woods, you will. I predict that the sale of wheelchairs will increase around the world because Old Man Woods is such a badass. I swear, he's so funny. He's great. Old Man Woods is absolutely funny, and he's great. He's old badass, and he's just like. He's that old dude everyone knows. You know, it's just kind of you're gonna love Old Man Woods.
Sure.
He's blessed.
I can't wait to play the game. I don't want to ask you many questions, and I don't want to take a lot of your time. So I guess these are all the questions I have.
Hi.
I don't know. Can you say hi to Treyarch? There is an Arab community here playing your games.
I guarantee you tomorrow, one of the first conversations I have, and say, hey, I talked to this crazy Arab last night. You know, he's on a camel, he's wearing a turban and shit. He's like, you know, had a scimitar. He's want to know about playing a game. No, I'm definitely gonna bring it up to him.
Thank you.
Get your guys active, motivate them. Have them reach out to me. You know, I love talking to people. If I can respond in Arabic, I will, because I do have Google. You know, I can Google it.
I will teach you some Arabic words.
Teach me an Arabic greeting then. How do I say hello in Arabic?
Okay, we say Assalamu alaikum.
Slow it down. Say again.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum.
Wait, I'll write it if you can see.
Salam alaikum.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum. Good?
Yeah, this one.
Salam alaikum.
This is your first word. When you come to Bahrain, say that to them.
Fred. Assalamu alaikum, baby.
Nice one. So, what they mostly think about Arab is camels, desert?
No, I'm actually, Bahrain is pretty well known. I mean, Dubai is also well known, especially because they had the indoor ski area there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone knows about Dubai and Bahrain. I mean, that's not a secret to anybody out here, you know.
Even in Saudi Arabia, there is a huge community, and Kuwait, like they have a huge community that play Call of Duty.
Hey, haven't reached out. I think I just like fans. I just like my fans everywhere. I mean, it's just so much fun. Connecting to the world through this game. You know, it's like it's kind of it's a weirdly unifying thing, you know. And you know, you can have something in common. That is, if you can handle a controller, you can function anywhere in this community online.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of great. It's really neat. But hey, just dispense my information, send my channel out there, tell people to contact me. I respond as often as I can. You know, every time I'm sitting down somewhere, I got a few minutes, I'll just go through all my videos, and I'll just respond to people and answer questions and, you know, reveal whatever I can.
Sure. I send a lot of people to your channel.
Like last time. You know, I see the Arabic in there. I said, I had to come from someplace, you know. Yeah. Not coming from Georgia, that's for damn sure, right?
Okay, so I don't know. I don't have anything else. Thanks for your time. Can you tell everybody to subscribe to your channel? And
hey guys, this is James C. Burns, Sergeant Frank Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2. come on over and visit the Sergeant Frank Woods YouTube channel, where I will say to you, Assalam alaikum, baby.
Nice one. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure
Hey,
meeting
my
you.
pleasure. We'll do it again. Let's do this again towards let's say September, when we have
September.
more to talk about. So we start talking about the release. Okay,
Sure.
just reach out and we'll do something. And send me a link to what you put up here too. I want to see what you
Sure.
do with this.
I will take questions from the audience, and in September we can ask you the questions.
Hey, you're in the pipeline.
Thank you.
You're in the pipeline, man. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. See you. Thanks to meet you again.
What's up?
See. Bye bye. Say hi to them. Say thanks to
I'm
them for the
trust me, I'm
great
telling
work.
Treyarch. I'm gonna tell Treyarch they have a huge following in the Middle East, and we gotta start being active with that. Like I said, hopefully I can come out there next year and do a tour someplace and meet fans from the
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia and Bahrain and Dubai. I would love to do that. So let's see. Let's try to make that happen.
Sure. Contact me first and see. Come here.
You're my first.
Thank you.
All right, pal. Take care.
See you.
Bye now.
Bye.